Hi, this is Alex from devstories.eu, Asyncio, episode 19 of 20. Your production server is experiencing mysterious lag spikes and your background operations are randomly swallowing errors without a trace. The problem is not your application logic, but how standard Asyncio hides concurrency mistakes to save on performance. Mastering debug mode is the answer to instantly exposing these failures. Asyncio debug mode acts as a strict mode for the event loop. By default, Asyncio prioritizes raw speed over runtime safety checks. This means when things go wrong, they often fail silently. You enable debug mode globally by setting the environment variable Python asyncio debug to 1, or by running Python with the -x dev flag. You can also turn it on dynamically by calling setDebug true directly on the event loop object. Take the lag spike scenario. You have a web server handling thousands of concurrent requests, and suddenly a single endpoint causes the entire application to freeze. You suspect a rogue regex operation is locking up the thread, but standard logging only tells you when a request starts or finishes, not what blocked the loop in between. When debug mode is active, the event loop measures the execution time of every single callback. If a callback blocks the loop for more than 100 milliseconds, Asyncio automatically logs a warning. This warning includes the exact file and line number where the freeze occurred, pointing you straight to that expensive regex search. That 100 millisecond threshold is the default, but you can tune it for your specific latency requirements by modifying the slow callback duration property on the loop. Debug mode also catches silent execution failures. A frequent mistake in async code is calling a coroutine function but forgetting the await keyword. The function returns a coroutine object, but the actual logic never runs. In normal execution, that object gets quietly discarded. Debug mode tracks this. When the garbage collector cleans up an unawaited coroutine, the debug loop intercepts it and emits a resource warning, showing exactly where the orphan coroutine was created so you can fix the invocation. This same safety net applies to background tasks. If an asyncio task crashes, the exception is stored inside the task object itself. If your code never explicitly awaits that task or retrieves its result, the exception simply vanishes. With debug mode enabled, Asyncio monitors the lifecycle of every task. If a task is destroyed and its internal exception was never retrieved, the event loop loudly logs the error along with the traceback showing where the task was originally spawned. These checks do add overhead, so you typically leave debug mode off in normal production environments, saving it for local development or targeted troubleshooting. Here is the key insight. Enabling debug mode shifts the burden of finding silent concurrency bugs from your own manual logging right back onto the event loop itself. If you enjoy the podcast and want to help support us, just search for DevStories EU on Patreon. That is all for this one. Thanks for listening and keep building.